Um, this is gonna be a new series I'm gonna do on my channel, and it's basically gonna be a rip off of the Nostalgia Critics Fuck Up series. Um, I'm gonna do this kind of mistakes that I've made in my videos. So I rewatched my Iron Man review from 2022. Um, yeah, from 3 fucking years ago. And there's a big mistake I made in it. I said that Swingers was directed by Jon Favreau when it wasn't. It's directed by Doug Liman. Um, I was thinking, yeah, that was a mistake I made. There's also a few things I just did not mention that I wanted, like a few great lines that I didn't mention in it. Um, there's your doggy. What was I gonna say? Like the line, when Tony, like I love that scene when Tony Stark is on top of the roof or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, Pep, press the thing, press it." It's like, "No, Tony, don't, you'll die or whatever," and he's like, "Just do it." And then he presses the thing, the beam goes up into the sky, electrocutes Obadiah Stane, blows up. I love when Obadiah's like, "Well, Tony, this is all me," and he has the big fucking Ironmonger suit, and he gets the fucking helmet and crushes it. Then he, starts like, "What are you doing?" He's about to fall, and he like, his arms there, and he goes, "Hold still, you little prick," or whatever. And he shoots, and he kind of dodges it. Um, I like when they're fighting at the end. There's a big, great fight scene. He goes up into the air, and there's this great scene that was foreshadowed earlier. He's like, have you? I can fly too, Tony." He's like, how have you dealt with the air problem or whatever he said was. He goes, "What problem?" And then the thing freezes. He like Obadiah Stane's helmet freezes, and Stark just goes bang, and then he falls down or whatever. I love the first scene when he's like flying in the air, testing the Iron Man suit, and then it gets all icy, and it's like, oh my god, help!" It's like, "You seem to be falling." It's like, "How high can this get, Jarvis?" It's like, "You seem to be falling, sir," and all that. And then the suit kind of goes down. Then he crashes through the roof onto his car, and then the fucking dummy thing um sprays him. Um, that fire extinguisher thing. My dog is just walking out now. What the hell? Anyway, um, I was also cut off at the end of that video. And the thing is, I think I mentioned it in my unreleased Incredible Hulk fucking video that I did actually have recorded, but it ended up fucking deleting. I don't know how. I don't remember deleting it. I think I must have accidentally deleted it or something. But at the end of the video, I said, "Oh, the organization, the Ten Rings, is the organization that's in Shang-Chi." You know what I mean? Um, and then there's also some of the lines there's some great lines I didn't mention. There's that great scene where he's giving that monologue to Pepper about, "Oh, I feel like I have to do this." I love the part where he's looking at the newspaper and he's like, "The Iron Man." It's like, "Oh yeah, that's a catchy name," or whatever. And then when he's talking to Phil Coulson about how long the name is, like, he's like, "Hey, Phil Coulson, I'm part of the strategic homelands division," whatever. He's like, "Oh god, you got to change that name at the party." Then he says, "Oh, hey, you're the guy from the strategic homeland," and he goes, "Just call it Shield." I like that kind of build up at the end. I like the part where he's flirting with the reporter and says, "My father helped design weapons to fight the Nazis." He's like, My father helped design weapons to fight the Nazis," or whatever. I actually think that's Sam Rockwell's wife as well, because she's actually in the second movie as well. But there is that kind of, like, yeah, that's kind of something I also kind of got wrong. Is I said that his father fought in the war with um people, and obviously we don't see that in Captain America. No, he helped design things or whatever. Um, I think that the movie's great at doing foreshadowing, like when we hear about who Tony Stark is. at the beginning. You see all the Tony Stark. You see all the he's the son of Howard Stark, and we see all the kind of Rolling Stones articles and all of that stuff, and you see the fact that his parents got killed, which later foreshadows Bucky killing his parents. Um, I also really like the moment where he accepts the reward, like Tony Stark, and all that. And he goes up and goes, well, as you can see, I'm not Tony Stark, but if I was Tony Stark, I would say, I like that. The movie's great at doing like cutaways. It's like he's probably having the time of his life, and then he's fucking throwing the dice. He's like, oh yeah, and he's gambling. Like, let's do this now. And then Happy Hogan's talking to him. And it's like Tony, and then like you have Rhodey, who was actually at the event, and he goes back and goes, Tony, you're late. It's like, come on, Sugar Bear, blowing this. It's like, and then you see them on the plane. They're talking. It's like, I'm not drinking tonight. No, I'm not. It's like, come on, you want to drink? Yes, you do. And he's there. He's like, He's like, Tony, what are you doing? It's like, I want her. I want her. And he's kind of like, oh, I really want to flirt with her. And like, that's the MCU humor done right. That's like not. That's like actual funny humor, not the shitty cringe MCU humor that you get nowadays. And it's like, I'm not drinking, and then it cuts to him fucking drinking. It's like, I gotta tell you, Tony, you're the best. You're great, man. And like, I gotta tell you, I can't describe what's going on. You just see the people dancing on the women dancing on the plane, and then he's kind of drinking or whatever. But I like that. But I also like the fact that you hear the Iron Man um theme song from the old, I think, 60s cartoon. It goes like when he's gambling, he throws the dice like, and, it's a did it din and in it din in it whatever. Um, but yeah, I think it's not a. Oh yeah, the action sequence in the cave, I fucking love. I love when they're all running and fucking there he is, and he comes out like they're all shooting at him or whatever, and he just goes, my turn, and then fucking goes crazy and starts fucking shooting and bang bang bang, and then he's fucking using like his flamethrower on the thing, or not, he doesn't use, I don't know if he uses that there, and he shoots it, and then you see the terrorists like talking in their language and the security camera, and then they're running out, and then there's even a reference to fucking RoboCop as well, because the guy is there kind of hiding. I'm trying to remember. I think, is that in the cave when he has the old suit, the big gigantic prototype suit that Obadiah Stane uses, or is it the one afterwards? I don't know. The one he gets afterwards, but anyway, there's a terrorist kind of hiding, and his arm comes through and pulls him, pulls the terrorist away, and then they're shooting, and then obviously he shoots him, then witnesses Johan die, and it's a really emotional scene where um he's like, come on, Stark, we gotta go up and see your family, and he's just like, um my family's dead, Stark. He's like, don't waste your life, Stark. It's like, and then he just sees him, and it's like a really emotional scene. I like the moment where he's like, oh, we've actually met once before at a party a long time ago, which we actually do see that party in Iron Man 3. And he goes out, and then they're all shooting at him, and he goes, my turn. Goes out of the cave, and then fucking just flamethrowers all of them, blows it up. He goes, alright, let's go. And he flies off, flies away. You hear the music, then you kind of get that comedic scene where he falls down. He's like, ah, he crashes, lands onto the fucking desert. But you get this great shot of like the different kind of parts, and then like he takes the mask off, and then he's kind of walking, and then gets saved, and then he's like, and then Rhodey's like, next time you're riding with me. So I really like that. Um, yeah, there's some great fucking moments, great emotional moments. There's even like a deleted scene where it kind of indicates that Johan actually could have been the fucking villain because he punches Stark in it. Um, I also love the scene where Obadiah is kind of revealed to be the bad guy, and he goes down to see the terrorists, and he ends up talking and looking at the suit or whatever, and then uses that device on one of the terrorists that kind of fucks with their head. Um, and then I also love that scene where Stark is like, yeah, he gets a call. He's like, yeah, sure, and then he's like, Tony, I think it's either from Pepper or Rhodey. He's like, yeah, and he stops him or whatever, and you get this really intense scene where he uses this device to fucking that kind of fucks with Stark's head, and you have Obadiah just making this threat and this great shot of Obadiah looking down at Stark, going, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this, Tony." Blah 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 blah. And Tony can't even like move. It's such an intense scene, and he takes the arc reactor out of his chest, puts it away. Then he's kind of like he's kind of talking to him for a while. Then he kind of walks and he's crawling. Then he has to grab the fucking thing and smash it to prove that Tony Stark had a heart. And then you have Dummy picking it up and helping him, and then Stark puts it back in. It's a really great moment, and even the fact that you can actually end up liking the little dummy thing, and it doesn't even have a fucking face, and the fact that the movie is able to like emotionally invest you in that character is great. But I love that scene; it's just so intense. I even like the little moments where he goes back to the house and kind of arguing with Obadiah Stane, and then Pepper, and then he's having the pizza. He's like, "Do you want some pizza?" He's like, "No." No, it's like, "Tony, we can't do this. You can't just shut down the weapons division." It's like, "Yes, I can, because I'm the boss of it." And then I like to mention that, oh, he could be suffering from post traumatic stress disorder or whatever. So yeah. Um but yeah, I love all those scenes. Yeah, it's a great movie. And I give it like a 9 out of 10. So I'll see you guys later. Bye. That's the first episode of Movie Mistake. I'll only really do that if I'm rewatching any of my movie reviews. I haven't watched that review in 3 years, so it was my first time watching it again in 3 years. And I will talk about mistakes that I've made in my videos and address them on this series. So, don't know when episode 2 will be. It might not be for a couple of years. You never know. So, yeah. Um, yeah. And is the fucking video not going to end?